Hello and welcome back to Sorted Food. Today, two of our normal home cooks, Barry and Jamie, are going head to head in a blind taste test. We're going to ask them, can they pick the premium ingredient? Yes, it's a competition, but also hopefully we'll all learn a little bit more about where perhaps it's best to spend our money.
But mainly, it's a competition that I'm here to win.
And you're going to be very well fed. There are some beautiful dishes coming up. Bring on round one. This is how it works. You've got a blindfold, you've got A and B in front of you. Both have been prepared with identical quantities and ingredients and method with one exception. That's the one we want you to pick out, and then we want you to pick out the premium.
Got nothing. Oh, there's something there.
Looks beautiful. And how does it taste?
It's like a satay sauce with some vermicelli noodles.
So far, very, very good. There's also a little thing on a stick on the plate if you want to try that.
It's quite heavy.
Please don't stab yourself. It's on a stick.
What?
You know I like putting things on sticks.
Why would you give me a sharp implement? I'm blindfolded.
I'm liking this dish. Brilliant.
Try B, see if there's anything that stands out different. This is perhaps typically a street food item anyway.
Oh, that's just chilli.
Well, the next most common thing in a satay would be peanuts.
Yes, we're asking you to judge the difference between a basic and a premium peanut butter.
My assumption with premium peanut butters might be slightly less sweet, more chunky, whereas the cheaper ones are more oily.
To give you a clue, what we made was a marinade with peanut butter, coconut milk, and then a whole bunch of wonderful fragrant spices. So yes, lemongrass, galangal, garlic, chili. And then, once that had been put over the chicken, we also used the leftover marinade with water and fried onions, cook it all down into a sauce that we then blended.
B feels like it's richer. It's got more flavour attached to it, essentially.
I always try my best to buy premium peanut butters, but if I'm deadly honest, I think I prefer the cheaper ones for nostalgic reasons. I'm preferring the taste of A to B. So therefore, I think B is the premium.
B.
Okay, well we've now put the two peanut butters in front of you. You can remove your blindfold. You're not allowed to change your mind. You've locked in your answer. But would you?
I think I'm right because A does look more oily, which would I'd assume it to be cheaper.
I feel like when I've seen premium peanut butters before, they've been a bit coarser, like as in like whole grain peanut butter, you know, that kind of thing. Neither of these have given me that.
You are wrong.
Damn. Really?
A is Manny Life peanut butter, organic, but also made with 99% peanuts, just 1% salt. Whereas B is a basic, in this case, Sainsbury's crunchy peanut butter, 87% roasted peanuts, but then other ingredients, rapeseed oil, palm oil, sugar, and salt.
Maybe that's where I was getting more flavour from them, because it's got the sugar and the oils in it.
The difference in the dishes themselves are a lot more subtle than eating the peanut butter straight.
There was very slightly, very, very slightly more caramelisation of the chicken under the grill with the one that had the higher sugar content.
Oh, right.
Very subtle. The basic version is 25p per 100 grams. How much do you think the Manny Life Premium peanut butter is?
Another 10p, 35p.
Pound?
£1.36 per 100 grams. Just over 5 times the price.
We're still just talking about blitzed up peanuts.
You're talking about a higher percentage of peanuts, and you're also talking about a higher quality of peanut in where and how it's sourced.
I think that's worth it. I think peanut butter falls into one of those categories where it should cost more than it does, and it should cost more than we expect it to.
I like peanut butter. I don't love it. If I loved it, I'd probably go to the nth degree to get the best I can. But for when I use it, which is very rarely, I'd probably just still stick something a little bit cheaper.
two plates of food that I would happily dig into either. You have A and B. See if you can guess what ingredient we're comparing, and then I want you to pick the premium.
It's some sort of tart.
Pastry.
I'm getting almost feta-y sort of vibes. Like it feels Greek.
You know what's weird? I'm getting jarred peppers.
Slightly unfair on the food team because what they've done is slow roast some peppers for you, but
Have they?
have a little go on B.
I think the feta is the difference.
It is. Yes. Why do you think that?
A is drier and B is creamier.
Okay. What you have in front of you is a wonderful sort of Mediterranean, Greek in particular, tart. So it's like a Greek salad on a bit of pastry. Slow cooked peppers, some tomatoes, we've got some cucumber sort of ribbons coiled up as well, some olives. But yes, it is the feta we're asking you to compare.
Okay, A is more silky.
A is definitely sort of crumblier.
B is more bitty and crumbly, which is more like a goat's cheese.
B is the premium.
B is the premium.
Are you locking in the answer B?
Yes, Ben!
Okay, blindfold off. You've locked in B as your premium. You can't change your mind. But would you?
Did make a mess, didn't I? Look at this.
I don't have a clue.
Just to look at them, I have no idea.
I can confirm that in this round, the premium is B. You're correct.
Needed that.
Okay, cool.
So both pretty good. A is a PDO status feta from Sainsbury's, so it still has that protected designation of origin. Whereas B is a Pyros feta from a particular region in Greece and is our premium.
B is definitely creamier. There is more going on in that mouthful of cheese than there is A, which is slightly more one-dimensional.
The premium feta describes itself as made from herbaceous milk of sheep and goats grazing mostly in the richly biodiverse Epeiros region, which is known for its unique flora, and cheese making has happened there traditionally for an awful long time.
I'm gonna stick to my guns. It's all in the funk. That's just salty cheese.
The basic version works out at £6.75 per kilo. How much per kilo for the premium?
£10 per kilo.
£8?
It is £18.50.
That's quite a lot, really, isn't it?
So it's almost 3 times the
Yeah,
price.
that's quite a lot.
That's a very, very nice feta, but not 3 times the price.
But to spend like £4 on a pack of feta, that's all right. If I'm getting really good stuff for that, I might get slightly less of it.
So as opposed to £1.50.
Yeah.
Certainly a strong cheese, it's salty, it's got all the powerhouse of flavour that we use quite a lot in midweek cooking because it gives it a real lift, and therefore actually a little bit does go a long way. Good point. Round 3. A and B, identical in preparation with the exception of one ingredient.
Ah.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. That's sort of supposed to be mixed into everything. But you got it all on one spoon.
Oh,
Oh, wow. That is wonderful. A sweet chickpea cassoulet of sorts. Really sweet, tangy sauce.
calamari.
It's very similar, yeah. I'm going to put you out of your misery, it's cuttlefish, but you know, same kind of family, and it behaves in a similar way when you're blindfolded. Try B.
Oh. It's not the chickpeas.
Yeah, but is it chickpeas?
You've spotted the difference. It's the only thing in the dish has changed. You are judging the chickpeas.
They're like pumpkin-sized chickpeas.
They're not that big, but yes, they are slightly bigger.
This is interesting, because I use chickpeas quite a lot at home from a tin, and they are cheap.
You can't really taste chickpeas when they're covered in everything else. They're just there for like texture and bants, aren't they?
Bants, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, yep.
Well, I think both of these are bigger chickpeas than normal.
A, they're slightly smaller, and they've got a bit more of a bite to them. Sounds silly, but B, they taste fresher. They seem plumper and a much more of a velvety texture as you bite through it. I'm going to say that B is the premium.
I'm going to have to go with B, Ebbers, because they're massive, and there's no way that smaller ones will be more premium, is there?
And you can whip your blindfold off. You've locked in B, you can't change your mind, but would you?
Nope.
Yes, I did say B, and I presume that is right because they are not in a tin.
Looking at the packaging, I would say that I'm right.
I can confirm you are absolutely right. B is the premium.
Okay,
Hey.
brilliant.
So A is Ocado's kind of their basic chickpea range, Italian chickpeas. B is the premium. They are Brindesa's Spanish chickpeas, jarred, but they are also cooked a lot slower and more gentle, and they're kind of more tender, more plump, and actually almost richer once they end up, almost creamier in their final result. In each dish, we've used the liquid they come in to help cook in the chickpea stew, along with smoked paprika, some other flavours, some aioli, and some cuttlefish.
It's like somebody's already half whisked up your aquafaba.
And it's very possible that the preservation process, so storing in a jar as opposed to a tin, which obviously has to be heated to seal it, would make a difference as well. And finally, B is also organic.
I think the difference here as well is like I buy tin chickpeas to bulk out a meal, whereas these chickpeas, they are in a tapas kind of style. That's the hero of the dish. That would be, you don't need the fish on top of that.
I think in a dish like this, it's very easy to notice the difference, like just in the size of the chickpeas. Suddenly your chickpeas become a talking point.
This is true. Tender, nutty, kind of more creamy in their consistency. If I was to tell you that the basic version is 14 pence per 100 grams, how much do you reckon for the Brindisa ones, which is a family brand, it's been around the 1960s, it's still the children and grandchildren that produce them?
I'm going to say 90p.
70p per 100 grams.
£1 3p, so more than 7 times the price.
I can justify that in its flavouring. Can I justify that when buying that at home? For what I use chickpeas for, probably not.
I think it depends on usage, because it was instantly noticeable in this dish for me. And if I was going to create something special, then I'd want to use the best chickpeas that I could find.
Who knew chickpea could be the hero?
Enough of a difference for you to be able to pick the premium. Well done.
Yeah. And we got through that whole segment without making a chickpeas joke.
Round 4, A and B again.
Not getting a waft of anything.
Tuna.
It's tuna!
And some salady stuff. Is that lettuce? Is that what it's called?
I think there's some carrot, there's some
Yeah.
ribbons of cabbage that have been iced so they're super crispy, a herby rice salad, and you were right with tuna. Try B and see which of those elements stands out as being different.
Okay, right.
Tuna.
So it's tuna, right?
Tuna is the hero.
Right, let's get into this. I can do this. I know my tuna.
I'm going to put my neck on the line and say that B is tuna from a cat food tin, and A is like human grade tuna.
So this is silky tuna versus slightly rough. I've had some really premium tuna steaks and that amazing Italian tuna that you get in the jars, which is a different gravy. This doesn't taste like that. I'm falling in love with this tuna here, so I believe that I'm in love with a premium dish. A is premium.
Well, the thing is, some people spend a lot on cat food. I would imagine we haven't. So I'm going to say that A is the premium.
I'll get the tins out and you can have a look.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's really interesting. So B is M&S, which is decent quality. Whereas A feels like a Spanish tapas or the Portuguese tapas tins that we've had before, which are really premium.
Yeah, look at it. Look how silky that is to touch.
Indeed, A is the premium. B is the basic, although it's still a very responsibly sourced tuna from M&S and it's stored in olive oil, whereas A is Ortiz, so it's a Spanish brand that's been around since the late 1800s. It's the belly of the tuna and it's basically caught one at a time on a line in the Bay of Biscay.
B was far drier and claggy and harder to eat. A just slipped down. That was delicious, and you can tell by the way that this is sliced rather than chunked.
It falls apart beautifully, and it could go further as well. This just gives you a load of tuna flavour, and you can mix it in with everything else. I could sit there and eat that from the tin happily.
I think when we consider the applications of tin tuna, we generally bind it with mayonnaise or something that is really kind of enriched and or through pasta salads or into fish cakes. And in that use, tin tuna that we've always known and grown up with is absolutely fine. But like that premium Ortiz cut, out the tin, on a plate, sprinkle of parsley, bit of bread, as is. I'm going to give it to you as a price per kilo, just so it's a fair comparison in case tins and things change in size. So the basic version, which again, to be fair, isn't the most basic version you can get, that is £9.25 per kilo. What do you reckon for our premium version, the Ortiz tuna belly?
I'm going to say £50 a kilo.
£55.
It's about £100 a kilo.
How much is
that tin itself? 11 quid.
Okay, weirdly, when you break it down to the amount is the tin, I can look at that and go, yeah.
Now I know that's a lot of money, but if my memory serves me correctly from the tinned episode that we did, that actually is about in line with some of the other stuff that we had. And again, it comes down to that preconception that we have that because it's in a tin, it should be cheaper. Whereas that is premium grade tuna.
I'd pay £10 for a couple of fresh cuts of tuna steak. And I put that in the same sort of realm as that. So £10 for that tin doesn't freak me out. Tunas are majestic, beautiful animals, and they're absolutely delicious.
Okay, game's up. Scores on the doors.
Bring it.
There were 4 points up for grabs today. And today's winner is both of you. 3 points each. You both got the peanut butter wrong and then got all of the rest correct.
That was hard, wasn't it?
That was really hard.
Did you guess?
Yeah,
I just guessed.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
I thought one had more flavour.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Because the sugar and the salt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Over to you guys though. Comment down below. Do you use any of those ingredients in your weekly shop? And if you do you go basic or premium?
Plus, let us know what we should be testing our
executive taste
our
buds?
executive taste buds on next time.
We have an app. It's called Meal Packs and helps you plan and then cook a week's worth of meals using one set of ingredients, saving you money, cutting down on food waste, and answering the age-old question, what should we have for dinner? It's free to try for a whole month. The link is in the description box below.
They both have a bit more of a bite to them than I'm used to, but that could just be how they're cooked. They could be cooked really
Is
well.
that because you normally eat hummus?
Maybe. They're less saucy.